Together, William and Eleanor had 12 children, but the one we are concerned with is John James. Born on March 4th, 1744. William James served during the French and Indian War. In 1755 he came to Nova Scotia for the first time, where he served with distinction, being granted the rank of colonel as reward for his service. In 1761, along with other Scots-Irish families, the Fishers decided to move to Nova Scotia to take up lands left vacant by the Acadian expulsion. William James and other men built the town of Truro, with the colonel acting as first town clerk. In later life, William became a deacon of his church and bought a home along the Salmon River. Elected to the Nova Scotian General Assembly in 1770, he served until his death on June 6, 1777, at the age of 61. The colonel was laid to rest in the Robbie Street Cemetery in Truro. Eleanor joined him in 1791 when she passed away at the age of 67. John James grew up in Londonderry, and when his family moved to Nova Scotia, he was one of the men who helped build Truro. In 1763, he married Elizabeth Crowley, daughter of Thomas Crowley and Anne Taylor of Mere, Wiltshire, England. Elizabeth was a rare breed. Like John's own ancestor Elizabeth Torrance had, she travelled to America from England by herself, having no relatives to speak of in any of the 13 colonies. It was a remarkable thing to undertake, considering the time period, denoting her tough personality and resilience. By Elizabeth, John fathered 12 children. John and Elizabeth raised their family in Truro for the first decade of their marriage. But in the spring of 1784, John, his brothers Samuel and William, along with their wives and children, then made their way from Truro to what is today Upper Muscodoboit by way of the Muscodoboit River, where they bought land and settled. The Muscodoboit Valley was, like much of Nova Scotia at the time, was wilderness, save for the few homesteads that dotted it. The Mi'kmaq migrated through it seasonally, but kept to themselves mainly. John and his brothers settled on land that would become known as the Fisher Grant, their families flourishing. In one colourful episode, Elizabeth, no stranger to firearms, a necessity on the frontier, grabbed a musket John owned and shot a moose she spotted crossing their land, bagging meat that lasted her family a week. John James Fisher died on March 2nd, 1818. Elizabeth followed him to the grave on November 6, 1826.